folks, here is your Tucson area housing market update for April 14th, 2020. I hope you had a lovely Easter, Passover weekend, long spring weekend, and you found some moments to be still, quiet, joyful, reflective, engage with the outdoors, friends, family via Zoom, and however you've been passing the time during our stay-at-home state we're in right now. And if you're not out there keeping us running, I'm so grateful that you're staying at home and staying safe and keeping everyone else safe. I'm Heather McClaren with Long Realty in Tucson, Arizona. This is your 5 at 5. I'm a licensed Arizona realtor, and this is the weekly update on the Tucson area housing market, mortgage markets, and we have an expert economist video in the comments to throw in here afterwards. It's about a half an hour. They're discussing mortgage markets and the instability of the market right now. It's a great video. If you're interested, just click on the title if you're on your mobile and the comments should expand, or just scroll down if you're on your computer. So as far as the mortgage markets go, and by the way, you're not seeing me because I know this is a stressful time for everyone, including myself. We're all under a lot of stress right now. So I'm just going to give you some pretty visual scenery while I give you the lowdown on the markets. And there'll be lots of great resources in the comments as well. Okay, are you ready? All right, let's go. So in terms of the mortgage markets, in addition to what we talked about last week, and if you look in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the video to last week, many lenders are continuing to require higher and higher credit scores during this economic shutdown pause, 640, 680, 700, as investors in mortgage products become more and more tentative. Now, the down payment assistance programs, many of them are not available now during the stay-at-home period and should resume later as funding is available. Some are still out there, but less than they were the week prior. Forbearance, please call your lender to discuss the terms of repayment of any of the mortgage forbearance you may be considering, if you're considering this before engaging in this elective program. Now, a lot of people in the country right now are on mortgage forbearance, and there's a lot of ways this can look. For example, after you could be done with your mortgage forbearance, the bank or lender could want lump sum payment of everything you have foregone paying. They could also spread it out over, say, 6 months or a year, adding to your monthly payment. Or there are refinancing options, but you want to know the details of what that's going to look like later before you agree to any forbearance. So make sure you call and discuss that, and it's okay with you, and you think you'll be comfortable with that before you get into that program. Because it's not a waiver on having to pay, it's just you're going to pay later. So, and for our lender message for this week, I am getting you some information from all kinds of different lenders in town every week. Now, the information we got last week and some of the highlights on some of the mortgage products and down payment assistance this week was from our own Ryan Fitzgerald at Long Mortgage. And we have some information also from Brandon Fleming at Sun Street Mortgage. Both lenders are ones my clients have spoken with, worked with, and have appreciated their help with other things. So, and what Brandon has to say this week as far as mortgage goes, and this is a quote, I'm going to read it to you. "We are open for business, but most of our employees are working remotely. Customers will still experience the great service, responsiveness, and turn time as before the COVID-19 pandemic. We're trying our best to have only face-to-face meetings if required. Loan programs and requirements are constantly changing in this environment. We are seeing less and less investors, banks taking on jumbo loans, that's loans over $510,400, and investment loans and lower credit scores loans. Interest rates are extremely volatile. This means that interest rates are constantly changing throughout the day. At times, you can see some very wild swings up and down. Now, on the bright side, interest rates are still very low. We've seen a major uptick in the amount of clients looking to refinance to a lower interest rate to take advantage of these challenging times. So thanks, Brandon, for your information on what you're seeing over there at Sun Street right now. I do know a lot of folks are considering refinancing now because at the moment of the volatility where it's on the lower swing, I mean, these interest rates are some of the lowest I've ever seen, and a lot of people have ever seen historically in their career time. So it's not a bad idea if that's something that would help you out at this moment, but again, that's not appropriate for everyone. There's going to be some more resources at the end of this video. If you scroll down into the comments and following next week, there's information down there on some small business loans that can turn into grants, federal stipends for unemployment, rent forbearance, as well as mortgage forbearance. Next week, I'm going to be doing a whole video with my actual face where I'm going to be talking about a lot of the programs out there to help everyone through this crazy period right now with the coronavirus. So there's lots of programs, from taxes to forgivable loans to federally backed unemployment, not just the state, but federal, where you could get up to maybe $800 or $900 a week. To all kinds of programs out there for people. So we're going to discuss some of those. So stay tuned next week. Check out the video. Now, for our big bang that you all tuned in to hear about, the actual housing markets, saving the best for last. Now, some of this data I have is from Sunday, April 12th. But we'll be doing new data every week, so we'll catch you up. But last week we had talked about how the markets were down about 57%. That was with Long Realty. That's in terms of production, what we're seeing closing right now. Now, Long Realty, for those of you who don't know, handles about 27% of all the real estate bought and sold here in Tucson. So these are figures from our company, but as the week rolls on and the weeks roll on towards the end of the month, I'll have more data from all the real estate companies in town, but all of our indicators reflect similar trending data from other companies. So this is an accurate count. They'll give you kind of a sense of what's going on in town as well. So as of Sunday, April 12th, long listings are down 50% from this time last year, understandably, but our closed units, the houses that have closed, are only down 21% from this time last year. Now that indicates a very strong end to March, and we had a very strong end to the first quarter. And the pending units indicator, which is where you see the most of what's been going on with this coronavirus, that's the amount of listings not only up, but buyers who've agreed to purchase. They're in a contract to close, but they haven't closed yet. Pending deals, that is down for April so far 65% from normal, from what we're seeing last year. And that's just because, most people are in a stay-at-home order, or they're not wanting folks coming through their homes right now. But that does mean that there's still a lot of real estate being done and sold, and we have a lot of workarounds. You can make purchases and sales without ever meeting with anyone in person, or you can meet in person with precautions. So, but anyway, those are the numbers. I would imagine that, well, I'm not going to speculate. Let's just wait and see what happens. I'm curious what your thoughts are. If you can comment in the comments down below, I'm curious what you're thinking is going to happen and where all this is going to go. As far as the information we have now, all points indicate that these are deferred, not lost sales. People aren't changing their mind about ever selling or purchasing. Mostly what we're seeing is folks just waiting to see what's going to happen, which indicates a strong pent-up demand in housing that could be coming soon. We don't see any indicators that pricing is going down. If anything, it seems to be staying the same. And if there's a huge bust of demand later, whenever we're out of all of this, pricing could still be on the upswing as it has been the last few years. We just don't know. No one has a crystal ball, neither do I, but we're going to keep an eye on this and get you all the latest information, okay? So don't forget to check in the comments. There's a great resource of a video from leading real estate companies of the world. It's the latest video. It's a new video you probably haven't seen yet. I haven't shared it with you yet. and they're discussing the mortgage markets and some of the volatility right now in housing. So check that out. More resources in the comments. Just click on the title to expand the comments if you're on your mobile device. And please comment. Let me know what you think is going to happen, what your concerns are, what you'd like to see covered in these videos, and we sure appreciate you watching. So thanks for being part of our community. Tune back in next week, and we'll be back Friday with some more information just on purchasing and selling like we do on our channel every week. But if you want an update for the housing market, tune back in next Wednesday and we'll have some new information for you, okay? Stay safe out there, stay home, and if you're out serving and being a first responder and out being on the front lines doing groceries and helping us out with deliveries and home health care and, you know, truck drivers and everything else, mail order, prescriptions, we are grateful for you. Thank you so much and have a good week. Bye.